You're listening to the Live Free podcast. I'm your host, Christine, certified life coach, pain to power mentor, and creator of Embody You Mindset Mastery School. I'm here today to discuss living life after disease, disaster, or adversity, to discuss living life fully once again, a life of hope, peace, and resiliency, a life fully embodied. I utilize the lessons that I learned going through not one, but two primary cancers. I'm here today to guide you to the life of your dreams, turn your pain into power, and lead you back to yourself. Hello and welcome to another episode of the Live Free podcast. Today I want to talk about what to do when you're feeling really low or really in a place of discomfort, or you're feeling anxiety, or you're feeling just like, I feel icky, I feel gross, and I don't know what to do about it. So this is probably going to be a shorter episode. There's a very tangible tool that I want to give you that is very, very helpful and is backed by science to help you moving away from that discomfort and towards a more pleasurable state. Now, I'd like to preface this with saying that we as human beings, we move away from pleasure and move away from pain and towards pleasure. All day, every day, we're programmed this way because one feels good and the other one feels bad. And that's okay. That's normal and that's natural. But that being said, it is causing you pain. To not have that resilience towards a space of discomfort, to not have the acceptance of like, I'm not okay right now, is causing that issue that you're having to feel worse, right? So it's this habitual way of being that we as human beings follow that creates more pain. Do you see? When I say to you, do not think of the color purple, that's all you can think about. So what you resist persists. And I can't recall who did that quote, and it wasn't me, but I love it. And, if I say, okay, so now that you've thought of the color purple, stop thinking about the color purple. Okay. Don't think about it. Don't let that enter your brain. You don't want to think about the color purple. Color purple is uncomfortable. You don't want to think about the color purple. Okay. Don't think about the color purple. What's happening? In your mind, now the sky has turned purple. The car has turned purple. Everything has turned purple because that's all you can think about is the color purple, because I'm telling you not to think about the color purple, right? So what you resist persists. It's so important to understand this. And in our lives, another true fact is that we are always in a state of discomfort or fear in some way or another. So that discomfort and that fear drives us to do different things. And a certain amount of discomfort and fear is healthy. An exaggerated amount of discomfort and fear is causing you suffering, is causing you sickness in your body, is causing you sickness in your mind. So it's so important to understand that in this lifetime, there is no I'm finally fixed and I no longer feel fear. I no longer feel discomfort. I no longer feel any sort of poor feelings that I dislike. That unfortunately won't resist. So the quicker that you can start to cultivate resilience in your life for I feel bad and that's okay, then the sooner you're going to begin to release from the duration of the fear. And that does not mean that you will no longer be in discomfort ever. It means that the duration will be less. And doesn't that sound beautiful? So this tool, this task that will help you to get out of this emotion that you're feeling, or maybe not get out, but at least reduce the duration of the emotion that you're feeling, make it more palpable rather than running from it and numbing. Actually, you know what? Let me go here first. Another thing that people do when they're in a place of discomfort is they numb, because they don't want to feel it. So they go to their phones and they start spiraling, or they channel their energy into creating drama. So-and-so said this, and you're just projecting it away from you. Or you get busy, you throw yourself into work. There's lots of different things that people do in order to numb, and it's because they don't want to feel the pain. But if you're having a bad day, rather than numbing, which truly just prolongs, and I want you to understand that, it prolongs the emotion by giving you some solace while you're numbing, but then as soon as you quit, you feel a little worse, to be honest, because a lot of the times the processes that you're using are inducing serotonin like crazy, so you feel kind of icky afterwards. So that's things like spiraling through your phone and Facebook and Instagram and all these TikToks and all these sorts of things. So not only that, your brain is tired from chasing pleasure over and over again, but also you're still left with the icky emotion once the numbing stops. So I don't want that for you. I want you to be able to get past the emotion that you're in, through the emotion that you're in. That's the key word here. Through the emotion that you're in, and to the other side where you can begin to heal from that emotion. It can begin to lessen its intensity and get to the other side, which is a more peaceful and relaxed state. So what is the tool? The tool is truly just naming the emotion. Okay? And now I know that at first blush that sounds like, okay, seriously, Christine, like that's the tool? I've wasted a good solid 7 minutes waiting for that. Yes, you have. And I'll tell you why. There's science to back this up. So when we are in a state of stress, our amygdala is the part of the brain is lit up, and we are in a nervous state. We are in a system, a sympathetic state in our body. We are feeling uncomfortable. We are producing adrenaline. We are there's vasodilation, where our blood pressure goes up. All of these different things, and all of these different things create this fight or flight response, which is present in the amygdala. And when you name the emotion, your brain moves to the prefrontal cortex. So the emotion and the part that gets lit up moves to the prefrontal cortex, which is a more calm state, a more conscious state, a less primal and kind of reptilian state, and more of a state of like ease. I can do this. I understand. And quite simply, naming the emotion is what causes this. Now, the way that I teach my students in Embody You is to name the emotion and decide which state are you in. Are you in a place where you need to numb? Is there an overload in your body at this time? And we teach you how to know the difference. Or is it a place where you need to what was the other one? Rest. Is it a place where you need to rest and just not right now, and then just truly just feed your soul? Or is it a place where you need to spring into action? And that distinction is done by naming the emotion. So I am anxious, and that's okay. Now, I know that sounds simple, but truly, if you can dig down into the emotion that you're feeling right now, because if you're listening to this, you're probably having a bad day. You saw the title and you thought, hey, I want some help here. So if you can say to yourself, I feel blank, and that's okay. And to, instead of chasing away that emotion and wanting to get to the other side of it, because that's what we want to do, which is, oh, I feel gross, I feel icky, I don't like this. I want to be on the other side. I want to be happy again. So then you try and you try and you try, and maybe you meditate. Maybe you unsuccessfully meditate, let me tell you. Or maybe you try to do yoga, or you try to color, or, adult coloring book, or you try to look at a beautiful sunset, or whatever it is, turn on some music, and you just cannot feel better. The reason is because you are running away from the emotion. You're running towards pleasure and away from pain. So instead, I want you to consider that you can name the emotion. You can make space for it within your body. And I have a meditation about this that we utilize. You can make space for it within your body, and it can exist within the duality of you. So you can be happy and anxious at the same time. You can be in a place of disease and grateful at the same time. Now, that being said, if you are in extreme amounts of either or, then the other one deletes. So it's important to understand that all things can exist, but if you are in an extreme of one or the other, then the other one will delete. So instead of chasing it away, I want you to instead say, it is okay that I am here. This emotion exists for me. This is my current reality. In this space and time, I am not okay. And that is okay. Do you see how much space that could open up for you in order to heal? Do you see that if it was okay that you were having a bad day, you might be able to come at it with more compassion and more love. You might be able to treat yourself with respect. Maybe you're in a space of sadness and you say, I am sad, and that is okay. Does that not shift that sadness to a space where you become the person who is the loving mother of that emotion? It's okay that you're not okay. For all the moms listening, you know this emotion. You know that if you try to press it down with your child, if you try to say, chin up, or don't feel that, or stop crying, that you just make it worse. Whereas if you say, I can see that you're sad, and that's okay too. How can I help you? That you can make that emotion better for the child. Now, you are the mother of the body that you are in. Your mind is, I invite you to believe that you are the mother of the body that you are in. You are the mother of the mind that you have. Your soul is the loving mother, and our only job is to become compassionate and in love with the person that we are, whether we are crying or whether we are happy. And that no emotion, when you know how they say that no emotion is bad, there is just your response to it. That is the truth. No emotion is bad. It is an exhaustion. Being sad and anxious is an exhaustion of fear and pain. And when we label it as bad, we make it worse. What you resist persists. Do you see? So I want you to, in this moment, in this time, hopefully you're alone, but if you're not, you know what? Good for you. Be unapologetic. Let's do it. I want you to think of the emotion that you're feeling right now, whether that be anxiety, sadness, fear, jealousy, confusion, anxiousness, depression. And I want you to pick out which one is you right now. And now I want you to say out loud with me, it is okay that I am feeling blank. And next, I want you to say, I am feeling blank. And that is okay. Right now, in my experience, I am feeling blank. And that is okay. I want to feel better, but I don't right now. And that is okay. Do you begin to understand the space now that I'm talking about? Do you begin to understand that right now it is okay, that you're not okay? Truly, this will change the trajectory of your day. Because instead of throwing shade on the emotion, instead of putting it down or shaming it, you're instead giving it the space of love and compassion, which is truthfully all that we need, all that we want. So today, I hope that you give yourself love and compassion. And today, I hope that this was helpful for you and illuminating. And you're welcome to come back to this anytime that you're having a rough day. And I will be that safety space for you. I will be the person who can give you the love that you need today. Because we are all worthy of our emotions, no matter what they are. We are worthy of feeling them. It is no onus on our character. We are human beings having a human experience, and that too is okay. So if you're listening to this in real time, I want to let you know that Embody You, Mind, Body, Spirit is available right now for enrollment until May the 15th of 2022. And if this isn't real time, then there'll be other enrollments, don't you worry. And in that course, we will be teaching you how to harness these emotions in a way that is long-lasting and becomes natural to you and becomes subconsciously reprogrammed into your mind so that it is available to you. I look so forward to seeing you inside, and I hope that you have a beautiful day. Thank you so much for listening. If you found expansion with this last episode, then that means that others will too. And the best way to get the word out about the podcast is by leaving a review. I would be so grateful if you could leave me a review and let me know how you felt about the podcast. Included in the show notes will be everything that we talked about today, including all of my transformative programs. Change is just on the horizon, my friend.